Happy Sunday, one and all. Greetings and best wishes to you all. Today, I am going to do things a little different. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you some of my stories and then I'll read a poem about it. So, guys, I want you to tune in with me today, and I have written about 4 poems that I want to read after I tell you all these stories. So please remember to subscribe and like and share my video and leave a comment. And if there's any question, feel free to ask me any question you like. I will answer every single one of them. Thank you. Welcome back. Well, as you know, I am a product of Jamaica. I was born and bred in Jamaica. And guys, we have some of the most beautiful childhood. It was simple, it was real, it was engaging, it was loving. And I love it. So I am from the countryside in Jamaica. Some people say, oh, I'm from the country, but I say Jamaica is a country. Of course, Jamaica is a country. But we have districts. So you have 14 parishes in Jamaica. And all the parishes have their own district. Little, small, or some people may say village, but we call it district. So I was growing up in the quiet hills of Hanover, and we weren't rich, but I wouldn't say we were poor either, because defining poor, I can't really find being poor, because we had food. We had food, and that was the greatest in them days when we were growing up. We were not really materialistic, but we went to school and we had food. But so growing up with my grandparents in the quiet hills of Hanover, and guys, it was normal to us. I said to people all the time, we wear barefoot to school, but it was normal because lots of kids do the same. So it was kind of normal. We had to go to the river on Saturdays for washing, and we have to go to the well to catch water to for mama to boil our tea and for us to get the wash or whatever we're doing to go to school. So I love it, and to be honest with you, I would not change my childhood growing up for no other life, because it makes me who I am. I've always said to my daughter, I am a person who can live anywhere. It doesn't matter where you put me. If you put me in a matches box, I can live in there, because of my culture and my growing up. It prepares us to be, if you understand what I mean. So we went to basic school and we went to all age school. So that was as far as it goes, and if you don't, like, after all age school, a lot of kids would go on to learn a skill. But back in those days, like my grandmother, she, bless her soul, she only could read the Bible, because she wasn't a big reader, but she could read her Bible and stuff like that. So they think, once they give you the basic of life, you should probably proceed to do what you like. So it's two things with me in the country they know. It's either we were going to do farming or probably sit around and have kids, or we're going to push ourselves to do other things. So as time goes by, I went to work in a factory, because they had some factories in Jamaica, like they were American based, I believe. So they were like Panty and Brazier, or t-shirts, and I work in both of them. But then I move on, and I was working into bars, working into bar, because in them times it was like putting the money on the table. You have to have the money, because at that point I already had one son. So you had to push yourself out there. So I went down into the town and working from bar to bar. But when I analyzed it, I was only young anyway. But when I realized the whole thing, I think about you don't want to be too old and going from bar to bar working for people. So at one point, I had my own bar. I had my own bar at that point, and then it was on the wayside going into Negril. If you guys who know the settings of Hanover going into Negril, passing through Lucy. So I was one of the lucky one with the buses that coming from Montego Bay Airport would stop at mines, and I would make some real good money from tourists. Sometimes I've got a 40-seater bus would pull up at the bar, and you know the sort of money I would make there. But after that, things went downhill, and I said, you know what, I don't want to continue working into bars. So I decided at one point that I'm going to go to college in Montego Bay and do some hairdressing. No, my initial plan was to be a fashion designer. I like things. I like practical things. I like to do things with my hands. And at the time, I was seeing a guy in my area, and he said to me, why don't you do hairdressing? Because hairdressing is it's quicker to learn and to carry on with. He said, like the fashion, he was saying to me now, like the fashion design, you would have to be putting out some good designs for people to see and stuff like that. So I said, let me go with the easier option. So I went with the hairdressing. So guys, in those times now, things was not not easy. It was really hard, because I can remember at some point when I was going to college, it was 9 to 4 in the afternoon, 9 a.m. in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. And at the same time, when I was going there, I was building a shop. So I was building a shop at my mother's gate where she lived at the time. My mom passed away, God bless her soul. And so sometimes it was so hard. So this guy that I was dating at the time, he had a friend who did carpentry work, very good carpenter in the area. So I was building this up, and he was helping me. So he would get the guy to do the work on a Sunday. But because it's my boyfriend friend, he didn't charge me a price to build the shop. He just he was one of them guys who love rum. So on a Sunday, when he came to help, I have to make sure I have a bottle of rum, and we have to make sure we cook proper Jamaican Sunday dinner to give him, and he would help me to build the shop. Comes time now, the shop's finished. But before the shop finished, in those times, sometimes when he comes on a Sunday, Monday, I use all the money I've got on the Sunday to prepare the food and the rum and everything for him. And come Monday morning, I have no money to travel to Montego Bay to go to college. But guys, when I am determined, I said, I have to get there. If it's even swimming across the sea, I have to get to college. You know what I mean? Because I am interested. I don't want to be a farmer. I don't want to hang around. I don't want to work in a bar anymore. I want to, you know what I mean? I want to have, to be something or do something different. So on Monday morning now, I would get ready for college in my uniform. I would go in the town at the bus stop where the buses leave from to Montego Bay. And I'll stand there and I'll look and see what driver is on the stand and who I know. And I would go to a driver. I would go to a driver and I would say to the driver, my grandmother used to have a brother in America, and now and again he used to send some money for her and so on. So I would go to the driver in the bus stop station and I would say to them, I'm going to college, but I haven't got no fare to go. But my uncle is sending some money from America and I'll pick it up later, and when I'm coming back, I'll pay you. Guys, and I would get the lift to college. Sometimes when I'm at college and it's break time, I haven't got lunch money. You have some girls, their parents pay for their tutoring. The same age as me, but they are somewhere younger, but their parents pay for them to learn. I didn't have no parents to pay for me. My grandmother was old, she got no money. I couldn't depend on her because she's given me her best. She raised me. You know what I mean? She's given me her best. So I couldn't look to her now. My mom wasn't that kind of mom. She was looking for herself, basically. But guys, when lunchtime and I'm in the class, I'm sitting there, I'm reading the book, I'm trying to study for the exam, because I said to people here in England, in Jamaica, like England here, whatever you study and gonna do exam on it, it's multiple choice. In my days growing up in Jamaica, you didn't have multiple choice. You have to know that lesson, or that whatever you're doing an exam on, you have to know it in your brain. So I would sit there studying, reading, practicing on the mannequin head and things like that. And sometimes the teacher would say to me, Nadine, it's lunchtime, don't you want to go for lunch? And I would say to the teacher, I've had a big breakfast this morning, I'm not hungry. But lo and behold, the teacher didn't know that I haven't got no money. You know what I mean? So I went to college in that state. In the evening, when college is over 4 o'clock and I need to go home, guys, I have to be edging into the bus. I can't go straight in the bus stop because I got no money. There was no money coming from America, so I got no money, but I can't just walk boastfully in in the bus park, because I don't want to see that driver that I beg the drive to go to college in the morning, because I've got no money to pay him. So I'd walk and edge and look and peek in and see who is in. And then I'll go to one who I've never used like that before. And I said, I'm coming from college, I got no money and I need to go home. And they'd say, up in. You know what I mean? So throughout the year, it wasn't all that bad throughout the year. Yes, guys. So I was saying it wasn't like that all the year round. Sometimes it was better than some. Sometimes I had some money, sometimes I have none. In the end, I had to get a part-time bar job to sustain me going to college. So I finished at college at 4. I had to get the drive back down from Montego Bay, and then I'll have to take another drive to that night bar that I was working. So I start like 5, probably 6 sometimes, until 12 midnight, just to help me out going to college. So that was what happened. And then I finished college now. I got my diploma here, dressing, nail technician, hair and beauty I did. And I finished, the shop was finished, and I was excited. I achieved something. I made use of myself, which was what happened. So on my own. You know what I mean? So what happened then now, after the shop is finished, I finished college, got my diploma and so on. And then I started putting stuff in my shop at my mom's gate. So in the shop, during the days, I'll sell ounce gel, I'll sell ounce shampoo, I'll do a little bit of hairdressing in there. In the evenings, I would sell rum, I would sell red stripe beer on the counter, because it's a little area, so it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. So that's what I would do. And then what happened now, I went to courts and I credit a deep freeze, a small deep freeze, because Jamaica is really hot. So in the day I would sell as well. I would sell ice, because people would buy ice from me to cool their drinks and so on. And I would sell a thing we call cooler. Here they call it hush puppy, or you call it it's like a bag juice, but you make it with Kool-Aid and lime, and you tie them in a bag and freeze them. So I would sell things like that. I would sell cold beer and stuff like that. So then I knew someone who was working in the grill, and the person who was working in the grill was working at Sandals, and she got a job for me there part-time to do nails. And I was doing nails until the same lady who owned it at that time, she had a place. There was a hotel in Trelawney named Trelawney Beach Hotel. I don't think they're about anymore, but the lady had the place there, and then she transferred me to there. So I was working in Trelawney Beach Hotel doing nails and stuff. Sandals Mobay too. I do probably a few months in Sandals Mobay, and then there. So while I was working at Trelawney Beach Hotel, while I was at Trelawney Beach Hotel now, I had to close the shop to go there, because it's more money as well. So what happened now is I was there, and when I'm not working, I'll open my shop and so on. So one morning I wasn't at work. That was my day off while I was in Trelawney Beach Hotel. And my next door, it's not my next door, my mother's next door neighbor, because she lived beside me mom. In that line, that house was the only house that didn't have electric light. They didn't have electric light. And they didn't have like fridge, and they didn't have television, and they didn't have stove. They cook outside on coal stove. And I can remember one morning I wasn't going to work, and I opened the shop, and the lady came to me and she said to me, can she borrow $50? That it's dollars, Jamaica. So she said, can she borrow $50 off me? And I said, of course you can borrow $50. So I had this job. Yes, guys. So I had this jar now. I had this jar. You buy gel in it, so you buy a big jar of gel, and I tie them out to make ounces. So the thingy, The gel is finished in the jar, so I wash the jar out and I start keeping it as my money pan. When I sell something or I do something and get paid for it, I'll put the money in the pan. So when the next door neighbor came to me now and she said, she used to buy ice from me, she used to buy water from me and stuff like that. She said to me, can I lend her $50 until her daughter came back from down the road? No, the daughter was living there with her. And the daughter leave from there to go down the road. And the daughter didn't realize, the mom didn't realize that she needed 50 pounds. No, she came and she borrowed my 50. I keep saying pounds because I'm more used to pounds now. But she came to me and she borrowed $50. And she went out the road. Her daughter has gone out the road. And she said, when the daughter come back in the evening, she'll give me back my $50. I said, okay, because I am young. I'm not thinking evil. I'm not thinking somebody was going to do me something. I'm thinking, I'm thinking that everybody's happy for you because at least you're trying to find your way. You're trying to make something of yourself. So I think everybody's glad for me. I'm not from the area. I'm from in the countryside. But, you think, oh, my God, people will be happy for you trying to make a living. Anyway, I loaned the lady the $50 and she went down the road. Later on in the evening, she came back and she gave me back the $50. And I just want to tell you guys, that $50 was the same $50 I gave her. She gave me back that same $50 and I took, so naive, and think, as I said, everybody's happy for you. And I put that $50 in the jar that I kept the money in. And that was it. It carried on. A few weeks later from then, the lady burned my shop down. Burn it down. Burn it down. I was in work in Trelawney. And when I was coming back the evening, just as I got off the bus, I met one of my cousins waiting for me, and he said to me, the lady burned down the shop. So I wasn't upset. As I say, I would have said I got no sense, young, stupid, naive, whatever you call it. And I said, okay, and I walk home. I have to pass her gate to go to my mother's. And I didn't see anyone and anybody didn't shout out to me. So I walked and I went down. My mom lived on the left-hand side when you go down. And I walked down into my mom's yard and I sat there evening long in Jamaica, evening bright. We were chatting on the veranda and nobody come to say to me, oh, I'm sorry, nothing. I went to bed, nothing happened. And guys, when I woke up in the morning, I can't believe they haven't. So I, compassionate and caring and think about everybody and put people first. I went over there and I said good morning to her and I said to her, what happened? And she said what she was saying. And I said to her, well, I know they haven't got it because they're poor. As I said, I would say they were the poorest one in the line. You know what I mean? So I said to her, well, when you're ready to, I said, you have to give me back my stuff. You have to give it back because I have me life making me life. Me have my son, so you have to give it back. But I said, when you're ready to build the shop back, I'll chip in, I'll help. If it's even a pound a nail here or there, I'll help. And she said, okay. And I went back to my yard. 1 week passed, 2 weeks passed, nothing. Then now, they started to gather up. When you live somewhere, especially small places, you will have some people that don't like you and they will have some people that like you. As I would say, some people on your side and then some people not on your side for whatever reason. I don't know, because I came from the country. I moved down there with my mom. I didn't know them that well. So the place divided now. Some people, guy, I've got a problem with my thingy. I'm using my phone and it keep cutting out, cutting out. So I'm gonna try to wrap it up as quick, because I'm getting down to the nitty gritty now. So now this lady now turned over on us and saying she's not going to build the shop back and all these kind of things. And I begin to grow, away, because sometimes I said to people, all my life I've been fighting injustice. And guys, to be honest, I rather somebody beat me, hold me and beat me, but treat me fairly. You know what I mean? I hate injustice. So now a few weeks, nothing not happening, nothing not happening. I did have a friend, and she went to, the lady's got 4 kids, I think. 2 boy, 2 girl. Older woman for me, because she could be my mom. You know what I mean? And in every family, sometimes you have one pitney who are really ambitious, and everybody respect that one, or maybe 2 or so, I don't know. But my friend went to the son. We would have said the best son. She had 2 sons. I would say that one would be the better son. And said to the son, you have to give back my friend her things, because a girl struggling, she works so hard and she struggle. And the son said to my friend, he is willing to give me back whatever was destroyed, but it's his mom. He don't know what his mom is doing. And that was the end of the argument. A couple of weeks down the line, I was at home, because then I didn't manage to stay on the hotel. I was so heartbroken, guys. I was so heartbroken. And then I was at home one evening at my mom's house, and one lady was walking up, and she stopped by and she said, if we heard that the lady's son died, the one that me tell you would be the good one. Some people say the good one. The lady's son died. Somebody hit him on the road and killed him. And I felt so sorry. I felt so I was already heartbroken, but I felt so bad, because I would have said he's the good son who willing to give justice, but he didn't know what the mom was saying, because the mom apparently didn't want to give it back to me. You know what I mean? And then now, shortly after that happened, then the woman now start making rumors saying it's me and my mom killed the guy. No, that didn't sound logical to me, because if we could kill someone, if I could kill someone, I would kill the person who hurt me. Why would I kill an innocent person? You know what I mean? So I didn't have intention to kill, because I would kill the lady who light the match to burn the shop down. And I didn't kill her, so why would I kill her son? But anyway, as we say again, you're young, you don't know, you're scared, the world is big, I've never been into the world more than, yeah, guys. So I was saying, if I could kill someone, I wouldn't want to kill the youth. The youth hasn't done me anything. You know what I mean? So the people them who were with her, they joined with her. And the people who knew that we didn't do anything to them, they were saying, like, read your Bible, Nadine, read in the Bible. That time, guys, I want to run away. I feel like running away because oh God, I can't explain and tell you. Anyway, I didn't run away. I stood there and I read my Bible like never before and asked God for mercy, and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed some more. So it went on for a while. It went on for a while. And I tell you what, I'm missing some of the story because prior to that, before the guy passed away, one Sunday I woke up and they were cleaning up the spot to build the shop back. So I didn't want to be, down in my mom's yard watching them doing what they're doing. So I got a shower and I got dressed and I said, I'm going to check one of my hairdressing friend and let her do my hair to make me feel a little better. And I spent practically all day with the girl. So in the evening when I left and walked back home, when I came at my mom's gate, they build a shop there. They build back my shop. Guys, the shop, they put the burnt zinc on the top. They use the shop that the guy built for me while I was going to college. It was made of pure American lumber. The finest lumber you can get. The finest board you can get. So when they build the shop back, they use slab. Like slab that you used to do fencing. They use slab to build back the shop. So my shop was flat roof, and when they build it with the slant roof. So it was like that. It was slant. So the front was high and the back was low down there. They put some of the burnt zinc, they put bamboo on it, they put slab on it. So in the evening when I came back from my friend and I saw it, guys, I cried. In Jamaica, we wouldn't say cried because cried is a very subtle word. It's very subtle. I bawl. I bawl. Have you ever heard a cow bawling? I bawl like a sea cow. I bawl. I dropped myself. I bawled. I bawl tears until I lost my voice, until nothing comes. I call out for Jesus. I call out for Jesus. I bawl, and while I was bawling, I cried out for Jesus. I said, Jesus, Jesus, God. And I bawled until no sound came. I stood at the shop there. I couldn't go down in my mom's yard when I saw the shop. I stood there until it was getting dark. And I bawled. And when the voice stopped coming, I walked down into my mom's yard and I sat on the veranda. And when I sat there, no sound, but the tears was just rolling. Yes. And I bawl, no sound. And I sat there and I couldn't eat anything, I couldn't drink anything. And when time to go to bed, I went in and I lie down. I didn't sleep all night, just tears. Just tears. Guys, if something happened to you and you have to cry, just cry. We always say tears is a language. Tears is a language. No man on the face of the earth understands it, only God. Nobody understands tears because it's a separate language that nobody can teach it. Only God understands tears because it's a language that is not understood by no human being on the face of the earth. And in the morning I woke up, and when I woke up I looked through the window and I look on the shop and the tears keep coming and no voice. And in less than a week since that happened, that was when the son died. In less than a week after they built the shop back and I saw what they built there, make a mockery out of me. And I bawled to God till I lose my voice. About a week later, the son died. And they said, it's me and my mom now, kill the son. Guys, you would be stupid to hurt somebody who didn't hurt you. You know what I mean? Why would I want, or my mom? My mom didn't know nothing about Obia and them kind of things, because that's where they were trying to push it. So we work voodoo on her, on the son. We use Obia to kill the son. Me coming from country out of my grandmother's house. Church, we grew up in church, Sunday school. My morals is paramount. I have got no time for Obia. I don't know what it is. I don't know Obia. You know what I mean? Anyway, cut a long story short, so the guy died and they said it's me and my mom. No, that was when I wanted to run away, because I don't know how I'm going to face this, knowing it's not true, and then half the people in the lane pointing fingers at us. So anyway, the ones that were with us, they said, you know, be encouraged. They said, read your Bible, man. Read your Bible and pray. And guys, I've never read my Bible so in all my entire life. And I prayed and asked God for mercy and you know, and stuff like that. And then it was so hard to go to sleep. And these people now, you could hear them 3 o'clock in the morning. Because we were so close. You could hear them 3 o'clock in the morning, waking up, getting dressed to catch the first bus going out Hanover to go to Kingston, St. Thomas. I think they were going to work, because they sent the message to us, direct message, to say, it's me and my mom, kill the son, and they're gonna kill us back. They're gonna get us back. And that's where my fear came in, and I was fear, because if I can see somebody who come at me to fight me, I'll have a go and give you a fight. But apparently you can't see Obia when it's coming at you. So that was my fear. So it went on, so till the guy was buried. So when they buried him now, then shortly after everything, they sent a message back to us to say, it's not we killed the son. The son was working at some hotel and he got promotion, and that's where they kill him, because he got promotion. So you see how evil these people are. These people were so evil to us, but God deliver us. Okay, God deliver us. So I went on, and the shop was there. It was a sore eye to me and my mom, until one of my mom friend asked us for it, to use it to build an outdoor toilet. And my mom said he could move it away from her gate. So that was the story. But guys, I'm saying that to say to you, forgiveness is the best thing that you can do. When somebody hurt you and they hurt you innocently, you just forgive them. Take it from me. I'm a good example of giving or lending forgiveness. Not for the person. Because if I don't care about you, it's not for you. I forgive you because of me. I want a peaceful life. I want a good life. I want my life to go in the good direction. So me forgiving you is good. But guys, I could not forgive these people for a long time. And that's why I'm saying to you, I couldn't forgive them for a long time. I was down in the gutter. Since it happened, I was down for about 7 years. About 7 years, I couldn't rise up. I was there. I was like, everything was against me. Everything was against me. And finally, I pulled myself out of it. And I migrated to England. And going back a few times, I saw that lady, and I still had the grudge for her. You know, I still had the grudge, and I was passing her and I didn't speak to her because it was still there, until a few years ago I went to Jamaica. and I went to see my mom. And when I was going up the lane, when I looked way up the lane, the lady was coming down. And then all kind of things was going through my mind. All kind of things was going through my mind. And I didn't know, I couldn't tell you specific things, but the whole event keep coming back to me, what happened. And when I got up to her, because we were passing, she was going out the road, I was going up to see my mom. And when I guys, this happened, I didn't have no intention, but when I got up to her, I just find myself saying good evening to her. I said good evening. And that's when I knew in myself that I really forgive this lady. I really forgive her. And guys, when I find that true forgiveness in my heart for her, that was everything. And a couple of years ago, the same daughter who she borrowed the money off me, that was going to come back home and give her the money to give me back. That same daughter had a shop, board shop, and I would say precisely about 21 years or probably about 24 years later, somebody went and burned down the daughter's shop. How good is it to forgive? Forgiveness is one of the best things you can do. I have to put my glasses on to read this one of my poem. And guys, it's about forgiveness. It says, it's pertaining to me and my shop and what I went through years ago. It's titled Forgiveness. People, them burn down my shop and then put me down to the ground, destroy my livelihood, stall my progress. 7 times down there, 7 times up there, from the ashes I rise. Their scheme against me was their demise, telling pure lies, very sly, trying to put me out. Fire, burn it down, then began to shout, east, west, north, and south, while looking for clout. From the hollows I rise. Tried hard to shake them off, skedaddled from the island, just to shake them off. Confuse them and shake them off. Happy riddance to them, out of sight, out of mind. They were too unkind, full of bad mind. I flew away and I rise. Forgive them, never forget them. Leave them confused, them I refused. Couldn't notice, couldn't choose. Never move an inch, even with a pinch. Karma get them. Life stuck, stagnant. Them will never rise. Forgive them anyway. Not for them, but for me, swear. Them can't stay, do not be dismayed. Watch the play. La 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 la, what goes around comes around. Do good, good follow you. I practice what I preach, and I rise. So, this is it, guys. So that's why I said to you, forgiveness is very important. You don't have to forget the lesson, but forgive them. Not for them, but for you. And watch yourself rise. Thank you.